And once it goes,
Oh, there's different intros.
that.
You are tuned in to What a Baltimore Online Radio. Please note that the views and opinions expressed are of the host and not of Lady J Media. Thank you and enjoy the show.
I know you do. I know you do, because that's what I do. I give you that kind of love that makes you come back. I'm your pusher, baby. You're a pusher.
Hey, little black boy, let me holler at you for a minute. Cause I was once in your place. You should respect what I say. Some of the things I'm about to tell you just may save your life in the world right now much is right. Little black boy, you're gonna see and experience all sorts of things, but don't let your mind be locked in the chains.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Spitfire Poetry Shutdown. I am your host, John Hansboro. It is Wednesday, June 22nd, 2022. I hope everyone is having a wonderful evening thus far. Tonight, we have a special guest on Spitfire Poetry Podcast. It's been a while. I've been reaching out to this wonderful poet and young lady for a minute. I finally was able to get her on the show. I'm so happy about that. But without further ado, we have Kaniki. I hope I'm saying this right. Kaniki Jakarta. Is that correct? Kaniki Jakarta. Hello? Hey, Kaniki. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Her mic is muted, John.
Hey, I think your mic is muted, Kaniki. Hey, how you doing, Kaniki? How are you tonight? I think your mic is muted. Your microphone. Your microphone.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. How are you? How you doing tonight?
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
I can hear you.
I'm
How you
fine.
doing?
I think I'm getting a little bit of a delay.
It's
I'm
all right.
doing
It's all
good.
right.
Just getting a little
Good.
bit of a delay. I just think probably because it was where we are, it was a storm earlier. So
Okay.
just getting a little
Yeah,
bit
we
of
did.
an internet connection delay.
It's all right.
But
We
we're gonna
did
work
get a
through it.
little. We did get a little bit of rain here as well. Where were you? Are you in Baltimore?
I'm in Alexandria, Virginia.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Well, it is a pleasure to have you on the show, Kaniki. Am I saying your name correct, first of all? Am I saying your name correctly, Kaniki?
Oh no, I still see a delay. I see we're frozen.
It's all right. It's all right. It's always something going on. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me, Kaniki?
I hear you, but you're still
Okay.
delayed.
It's all right. What am I saying your name correctly?
Why? I rebuke it.
Am I saying your name
I can hear
correctly?
you, but you're still frozen.
Okay. Am I saying your name correctly though? Kaniki Jakarta? All right. Looks like we're having some technical difficulty. Of course, there's always something going on. I hope everyone is having a wonderful evening thus far. I dared not to cancel this show this evening. I'm a person who likes to press on no matter what, as long as I'm physically able. But I do have, as of Saturday, I tested positive for COVID. So I did not want to cancel this show. I wanted to get Kaniki on. And of course, there's always something going on.
Hey, John.
Hey, Lady J, how you doing?
You got one guest that's available, and what I'm going to do is try to see if I can work with Kaniki. I'll be right back. I have somebody to interview real quick, okay?
Absolutely. Bring them on. No problem. But yeah, I dared not to do this show tonight. So I had to.
We apologize. He's in the kitchen, so
it's all right. It's all right.
How you feeling, Brother John?
Hey, how you? Hey, Jabbar,
what's going on, man? Hey, good to see you, brother. Glad to have you on.
Good to see you, man. Hey, how's your father, man? How's your dad?
He's fantastic, man. He loves
man. Tell him I said Happy Father's Day, man. The last time I saw you two, man, he had me in stitches, man. That's my guy right there.
I will. We'll recognize, man.
Man, that's good to see you, man. I didn't even know Lady J was talking about you. How you been, man? How you doing?
Hey, man, busy trying to find out what sleep mean. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Waking up grinding, hey, going to sleep grinding. Hey, ain't nothing changed. I ain't complaining though.
I hear you. I hear you.
When I grow up, that's all.
Right. Hey, man. Hey, it's hard work trying to be who I am. I ain't lying, man. I try to press every day. You know what I mean? I almost didn't do a show today because I was tested positive for COVID on Saturday. But yeah, man, it's been beating me up, man. But I'm getting better every day. I feel a little bit better, definitely. So I just was like, you know what? We're just gonna go ahead with it, man. So Jabari, tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Where you from, what you do, things of that nature.
I'm from the district. I'm a District of Columbian, born and raised in DC. I'm a artist, I sing. I'm a founder and CEO of ATM, Airtight Movement, my 501c3 that helps brothers going through all kinds of hardships, veterans, ex-cons, felons, those suffering from mental illness, those brothers and sisters who are homeless, help them transition back into society.
Absolutely. ATM. So that's your foundation?
Yes, sir. Yes. I started. I recently came home. It's almost a year since I've been released from prison, and I came home running, man. I feel like I lost some time in my life that I need to be caught up on, and it really set me down and made me analyze life from a whole nother scope.
Absolutely. God always got a way of setting us down to open up our eyes on some other levels. That's for damn sure.
Yes,
are you musically you do music or poetry or something like that too, though, right?
I'm a poet, man. I'm a rapper, man. Hey, you see all these platinums? Hey, I'm an OT rapper, man. That's still in my blood, man. Trust me, believe me. I got something real to say though. I ain't just partying. You hear me?
I hear you. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with the platinum. That platinum is wisdom, bro. That's all that is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But look, we're gonna get right into it, man. If you want to go ahead and spit something, man, definitely you feel free to go ahead, man. Whatever you want. There's no holds barred on my show. Art is art. I ain't worried about language or none of that. So whenever you want to go ahead and kick off something, you go right ahead, bro.
Oh yeah. All right. Cold Red with cold episodes. Spread my life. Thoroughbred spares, please. Hey, look. I'm trying to tell you right now, mass incarceration, man. I want to give y'all something that's basically hitting on the main topic that everybody be talking about here. Mass incarceration is real. We need to focus on focus on something that's entrapping and enslaving our whole Black community, color community that is been a new form of slavery. We in the cotton fields no more. We behind them bars, and that's systematic oppression. This penal system has basically swallowed us whole, and it's continuing to swallow us whole on another level as days go by. They build these prisons like it's nothing, man. And we keep falling into this trap. I'm not going to say and scream on the oppressor. I'm not going to scream on the man, the system, all that. No, because that's old news. We've been through that. The real question lies is, what are we doing to combat that? You know what I'm saying? It's a lack of unity. These people who are sat at the table and set these systems in place, analyze how we are, analyze the fact that we have no culture, analyze the fact that we are consumers only. And that's a problem because nobody, we party and bullshit. I love to party myself, but same time, I can't party in wartime. It's cold red, man.
Absolutely, man. I'm 100% with you on that. Wow. Okay, so there's so many ways I can go with this because we definitely on the same page when it comes to some of the things that you're speaking about. First, let me say this. What would you say are some of the things that we can do? Because when it comes to our community and what we need help in and how we can start the engine going, sometimes I'm confused. I don't even know where to start at times, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. You know what I mean? We got the issues with the school system. We got issues with our community. We got issues with the community leaders. Like, what do you think is something that we could start to do to change some things in our community and give our children a different outlook from what they see every day?
Excellent question. Excellent question, my brother. We need to first educate ourselves and understand that we can't rely on these news sources to educate us. We are handicapped. We are brainwashed. I suggest that everyone goes out and get a book by Tom Burrell entitled "Brainwash," which highlights the BI campaign, the most effective campaign known to man in this world. Black inferiority. We do not know our strength, and with that, we're going to continue to only rob ourselves, kill each other, genocide. We think that's cool. That cool shit is in the way. The fact that we don't sit here and scrutinize. We need to sit here and call a spade a spade. Or they're talking down, or don't talk bad on your brother. No, that's bullshit. We the enemy. We are the worst enemies ourselves, and it got to get in gear. Like yesterday, this is an invisible war that we're encountering right now: psychological war, a financial war, and a physical war in regards to each other. And to combat that, we got stop put the video games down all the time. Put this gangster rap shit down all the time because a lot of times these cats can't even control that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm a robot and ain't listen to it myself. But I know that that's not real life. It's a certain lifestyle that everybody out here don't live. And we need to embrace each other and stop thinking that rappers and entertainers, singers is just the only way to be successful in life. Man, support your heroes in the community that's out here, boots down, that's trying to make change. The fact that we're not involved in politics is a big issue. I hear a lot of people get involved in politics. Man, you wake up, you breathe politics when you first wake up. Okay, everybody needs to really, look at the fact that we're not involved and engaged in political reform, which is the real end of mass incarceration. Will get deep. Defund the police, who are basically shooting us unarmed. Black Lives Matter. We can tap on that. All lives matter. I don't like when people say all lives matter because that's insensitive to. I mean, it's a no-brainer. All lives do matter, but when it's insensitive, you wouldn't go to somebody's funeral and say all lives matter when that person is the one who shot. Let's look at the Watts. Let's look at those cities have been burned down. It ain't because a white person got shot unarmed. It's those of color, and we are not fighting.
Right.
Gil Scott-Heron said it the best. We scared of revolution, man, and it's time. It's time.
Gil Scott-Heron, one of my favorite poets right there. Gil Scott-Heron, absolutely, brother. You're absolutely right. We definitely have to hold each other accountable, I believe. And we're not doing that all the time, Jakarta, Kaniki Jakarta, how are you, sister? How you doing tonight? I think your mic is muted.
Make sure you're talking through your phone. Oh, hold on. There we go.
Okay. I was like, I'm doing fantastical. This brother dropped some knowledge on us right now.
Absolutely. And I love it. I love spur of the moment things. I'm really a firm believer in everything happens for a reason. You know what I mean? And
yes.
I don't know. The fact that both of you are on here right now definitely means something. So we just gonna go right with it. Kaniki, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
John, you have a caller.
Oh, I do?
You have a caller.
Okay, we'll take that.
Okay, caller, go ahead.
Hey, how you doing, caller? How are you tonight?
We can hear you.
Hey, what's up, John Hansboro?
Hey, who was that? That sound like my brother Vic, the CEO.
You already.
I'm good. I'm good, bro. I'm good. How you doing, bro? I'm good, man.
Man, first and foremost, I want to just, and this goes out to the whole cast. I'm so proud of what everybody did, man, and the impact it has. We about to level up, bro. We definitely about to level up. We got a lot of things down the pipeline. Secondly, I want to say to the brother Jabbar.
Yes, sir.
Man, listen, I'm hearing you talk from off the rip. You a kindred spirit to me, bro.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
I'm one of the partners of Full Authors.
Okay.
Me and my wife had that company, the publishing company, and all that, the employee shows, all that.
Mm-hmm.
And you're 100% correct, bro. I just celebrated. We had a book signing for one of our authors in January 22nd.
Okay.
I speak about it a lot because it was not only my father's birthday, who's been passed since 2011. It was always also my first consecutive 12 months on the streets since I was 18 years old.
Okay. I'm glad you're home, good brother.
Like, welcome home to you too.
My man.
At that time, from the time I got released January 23rd of last year till now, me and my wife are now directed our first play. We about to level up. It's opened up doors for us and our whole cast. Hansboro being one of them. He did an excellent job. So what you talking about is really hit home for me because I lived it.
Yes.
And I know for a fact what you talking about is 100% real. I try to teach people about that 13th Amendment.
Oh my God.
People take heed and really read. People don't know what it says because people have this false belief.
Yes.
That the 13th Amendment abolished slavery, but slavery was never abolished.
It was never abolished.
It says neither slavery nor voluntary servitude shall exist in the United States or its territories except for the punishment of a crime. So the whole time, when people start pushing for harder jail sentences and longer jail sentences, and asking to be more harsh in prison, they're not realizing the reason why we're over-policed and over-incarcerated because we always have been slaves in this country.
Yes.
So who the hell else is they going to come and incarcerate?
Come on, man.
So they're getting free labor. I did a nice little tour, well, a terrible tour to the whole murder system in town in PA. And what people don't realize is that, like, my wife used to work for SHA.
Okay.
They used to order stuff from MCE, which is Maryland Correctional Enterprises. Mind you, Maryland Correctional Enterprises used to be called State Use Industries, but they were trading products that incarcerated men and women were making in prison or the stock market. And we are getting no percentage of that work from that labor that we do. That is slave labor.
It is.
It is only a slave position where you can pay somebody $1 a day to work. If you did that on the streets, the employees will go to prison. Because it's a felon to not pay your employees at least a minimum wage.
Preach.
And they swear that we taking care of in prison. You're not.
That's right.
Because the little bit of pennies they give you, little $30, $40 a month you get, you're giving right back to the prison system for soap, toiletries, and food. Because the stuff they feed us is shit. The country who actually get the contracts to feed us in prison, they bid on it.
That's real. That's too real.
The last bid, right? We had information on it. The last bid that was done in Maryland, somebody figured out the feed us out for like $1 and like 11 cents a tray. What the hell can you eat for $1 a tray, man?
This shit is
Exactly.
It's out of hand, man. And I'm so glad you said 13, my brother, because everybody need to watch that movie entitled the Netflix feature film 13, which symbolizes the 13th Amendment. We are slaves, like my brother just said it all. We continue to fall in this trap. We got to combat that, man.
Absolutely. We definitely have to do something about it and not just stand and just take anything. You know what I mean? Vic, I appreciate you, brother. I love you, man. Thank you for calling. Y'all definitely are in my thoughts, man. I cannot wait to hit that stage again.
Thank you, brother. You're the same, King. Hey, man, I want to get up with you and support you, man, because you're a man. You're a legend. You're a leader as well, my brother. We in this together. Iron sharpens iron, fam. All right, be easy.
All right, bro.
I'm proud of you too, Soldier.
Yeah, I gotta get you two on together, Jabari. That's my guy right there, man. When he starts going, man, and just starts spitting and talking stuff, man, I just be just listening, just soaking it all up. You know what I mean?
He just gave us free sermon, man, real live. He ain't live.
Absolutely. Iron definitely sharp as iron as well. Okay, Kaniki Jakarta, I am so sorry about the delay that we've been having. I'm so glad that you were able to see us and hear us. Now, without further ado, could you just tell us just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
That's a whole segment in itself. I am a mother, a wife, a daughter, first and foremost. I am a performance poet. I am a consultant. I do workshops for women, girls, and clearly publishing workshops. I have a publishing company as well. I am the first Black Poet Laureate of Alexandria, Virginia, and currently serving a year term as the poet in residence for Northern Virginia Fine Arts Association.
Good Lord. Good Lord.
Let's stop there. It's so much, but
that's a lot of women right there.
Yeah. Hey, her bio is so long. Like if I would have read it, we'd still be reading it. But she also does hosting for Busboys for Poets, I believe, as well.
Oh, really?
I love that. I love that restaurant. I love that establishment. I haven't been to the one in Alexandria. I've been to the one in here in Baltimore, and there's one in DC and Northwest. I haven't been to the one in Columbia yet either, but I love that establishment. I believe that may be where I saw you at first, Kaniki, at Busboys, maybe, because I don't know where, but I've seen you before. I don't know if it's some of the same people that we may follow or what. But I want to get right into it. If you would like to share any poetry right now that you have, on my show, we don't have any issues with language or anything of that nature. It's art, and my way of expressing art is to just do it from the heart and be as raw and authentic as I can be, you know? So whenever you're ready, if you would like to share something, I would love to have you share some poetry for us.
Okay, well, I want to share this piece that I wrote. I want to say it's 2022. I want to say I wrote it last year. I wanted to reflect on the Black people in Alexandria, Virginia. So, and I did a poetry post on Facebook asking why Black people don't swim. So, this piece is called a wading in the water.
Okay.
Many Black people that I know are afraid of the ocean. Not the textbook definition of feeling fear, but those who draw near are only willing to wade. They are afraid to make waves in a history that may sweep them away into an undercurrent of history repeating itself, because screaming help didn't assist our ancestors. In fact, the wading in the water was a way to wash away a human scent, to leave dogs' noses no evidence of them being there. A basic way to freedom, calling their name so quietly only a soul could hear. To draw near to that history is a stirring in our bones, an undertone that we put on mute to silence what was never right. Sometimes to win a fight, you get out of sight and yearn to be seen, beyond the horizon, farther than the possible limit of sight, beyond what was able to foresee. So in this time, there will be no repeat of history. We know where we came from. We know our destination. No more plantations. We're on a staycation for the duration of our own imagination. We are destinations, like the flow of water. We are the sons and daughters of our forefathers who left traces of themselves through blood, sweat, and tears for years of painful yesterday.
Come on.
Imagine being enslaved during the slave trade and thought of as a commodity. Standing on docks and auction block of people of African descent who didn't know the possibility of an escape in those days. But we were taught how to wade, through laborers leaving legacies, knowing how to bob and weave, knitting together stories of unity. A compass pointing in all directions of lifelines and Negro spirituals by peering through church windows. We are stained glass of a colorful exterior.
Good God.
Painful paths. They called our neighborhood the bottom. 8 miles from the Potomac River where Black people were free. Built our own homes and called it a community. Yet many Black people that I know have a fear of the ocean. But in their daily motions, they move through history like water flows. Over, above, under, and around, a rainbow and an underground to freedom. It's not that we don't know how to swim. We can prepare our bodies through water using our limbs. is that deep down we know that our ancestors didn't swim for pleasure in those days. It's not that we are afraid. It's that we rather move through our lives like the flow of water and waves.
Oh, my stars. Good God. My.
Ooh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Let me tell you something. Yo, okay.
Good Lord. Ooh. She ain't leave nothing in the clip. Good Lord. I love it.
You remind me. I'ma just come out and say it. You remind me of oh my God, I can't even get her name right now. Maya Angelou. For some reason, you remind me of Maya Angelou when you just did that poem right there. I don't know. I don't know if it's your tone or what. You know what I mean? But that poem that you just did, first of all, okay, so let's break this down. You're from Alexandria, Virginia?
I'm from Mobile, Alabama.
You're from Mobile, Alabama. You're okay. So, but you're living in Alexandria right now?
Yep, I've been in Alexandria, Virginia for 22 years last month.
Okay, and that poem that you just recited was like, is that some of the history of Alexandria?
It is. It is. It's the history of Alexandria. I was the poet in residence for a sightsee that an artist named Lake put up. Just about, the enslavement and the Alexandria people. So I did some history. My dad would be so proud. I hated history growing up. What does a little black girl from Alabama do who hated history? History. And because the first black poet laureate of Alexandria and then do the history of black people here.
Yeah.
So a lot of things that I didn't know about, definitely wanted to focus on that and just talk. Like I didn't know that, you think about the song "Wade in the Water," we sing it in church, and then I didn't know that the wading in the water was not just an escape; it was getting rid of the scent, so that the dogs that they had to find the black people couldn't find them because of the water. Didn't know that, so I was like, yeah, put that in the poem. That's some history. So,
I love it.
Good Lord, you just taught me a lot. Enjoying at the same time. You killed that.
Yes, and I love poetry like that, where I can learn from, that I can take from. You know what I mean? I can take something from it. When it comes to poetry, how did you start to write poetry? Like, how old were you when you first wrote your first poem?
I was in elementary school, not really sure what age it was. My mother read a lot of Nikki Giovanni poetry when I was pregnant. She was pregnant with me in the womb. She loved Nikki Giovanni and thought about naming me Nikki Giovanni actually, but decided to Nikki instead. So my name comes from Nikki Giovanni, who was a poet. Later on in life, I found out probably like in my 20s that Nikki means great writer. Apparently, I didn't know, but hey, manifested that. And I just love the way, my dad read Dr. Seuss when I was little. He read Maya Angelou, which is why I was like, I didn't know he would be reciting Maya Angelou to me all the time, and I didn't know that's what it was until I started to read her myself and said, wait, that's Maya Angelou.
Right.
So, to be compared, that's great to her. So poetry has been in my life. I took it in school. I went to a private Christian school where my brother and I and 2 other black children were the only black kids in the school from grade first grade through 8th grade. No black people, just us. So when I took it in school, we had poetry contests in school, and I would get into the contest, and I started to write my own poetry. In about 3rd grade, I started winning poetry contests. So it's been there. It's been there for a while.
What does poetry do for you, Kaniki? Is it therapeutic for you?
Poetry, now, okay, so back then poetry gave me an outlet for a voice. I think, little black girls are sometimes not heard. It gave me a good voice to be able to speak up growing up as a child. Poetry has given me a husband, a child, plenty of friends, plenty money, experiences. Poetry has given me a lot and a lot of connections. So, definitely poetry has given me this interview. A lot. So I definitely give it up to poetry because I love, putting words together and marrying them together that they have not met before. You know what I'm saying? Putting words together is a beautiful thing.
How many do you have? You have any publications out right now? Any books available?
I do. I have my latest book is Alabama Girl, Virginia Woman. It is a poetry, short story, haiku, Kaniki quote collection. It's called Alabama Girl, Virginia Woman. Because Alabama birthed me, Virginia raised me.
Good
so,
Lord.
Yeah, it's a collection of poems and short stories. So I wanted to give somebody something that, an easy read, but definitely a history on why these poems exist and why this poet exists.
Absolutely. Jabari, what do you think about that, man? How'd you like that poem she just recited for us?
That was fine. That was tough. I need a book. I need a copy. I'm trying to tell you. That needs to be on some beats, a tough, hard beat. Like, yeah. I would love, as a matter of fact, I have a idea to have a poetry compilation where we can put some poetry on wax, because that's powerful right there. We can ride to something that's going to educate us and empower us simultaneously.
Absolutely. Guys, I've been taking poetry seriously now since about maybe 2018. I went through some things in my life and in my marriage that just threw me into poetry, because it's such a release for me as well, and it's such a therapeutic way for me to get through so many different things. I love poetry for that. I think that nowadays, though, I'm starting to feel like it's sort of a I want to say a ministry almost. I really do. I want to say a ministry, because I never realized what poetry, spoken word, and the words can do for people, right? I've visited a few churches over the years and done some poetry there, and I was really humbled by some of the responses that I got from some of the people at some of these churches. And it made me feel like I had a responsibility, even when I didn't want to do poetry. Like tonight, I'm still getting over a cold. I was not going to call Kaniki and tell her that we was canceling. It's virtual, so I don't have to touch anybody. So I feel as though my responsibility is to put this show on tonight. Somebody needed to hear something that Kaniki said, or something that Jabari said, or something that my brother Victor CEO said when he called in. And I take this so seriously, because for me, I know what it's done for me. It's changed so many things. It's opened up so many doors that I thought that would never even be open. Kaniki, what would you say is that moment where you said to yourself, you know what, this is it. This is what I want to do. I want you write. I want to do poetry. And when you felt as though this was your actual purpose.
Let me tell you, when I was probably about 10, I'm guessing 10 or 11, I grew up in church. I grew up in Mount Olive, Church in Pritchard, Alabama. It's still my church. I went to a rendition of The World. This lady was doing a rendition of The Beginning of the World, right? So we came in and we were all sitting down. It was dark, and the lady came out and she was speaking, and she was saying, God made the world. In the beginning, God made the world, and there was light, and the light came on, and she was like, and it was good. But the way she spoke said, whatever that is, I want to do that, right? So I already had poetry, but I didn't know that people would stand up and perform poetry, right? So it's just writing in a journal, or I'm reading poetry that I've written, or reading other people's poetry in competition. And then, believe it or not, it was Love Jones. It was not just the poetry of Love Jones, right? Because never thought or seen a movie. The fact that Darius Love Hall is going to quit his job to poetry. You understand what I'm saying? The fact that we're going to do this photography, that, it was showing Black people in the light of entrepreneurship that I didn't even think about existing, right? Because when you grow up in the South, you were taught, you grow up, you graduate, you find a good husband, you get married, you have some kids, you get the house right, so that was a success. Yeah. But to do. And when I saw him up there with the djembe drum, Darius Love Hall with djembe drum and whatever, I was like, whoever does that, I want to do that. So I found out about Virginia House of Comedy, and I lived in Norfolk, Virginia before I lived here. And some of my coworkers, I used to always be reading poetry to them, and they said, you can go to this place and read your poems. So I started there, and then when I moved to DC, when I moved, I found out that I was going to everything from Virginia on up from Richmond, from Norfolk, Richmond, and DC to Baltimore. I was in that circuit of doing poetry, just trying to be heard, to something about the feeling and just the people agreeing with you, right? Just like when I'm talking to you and you're nodding your head, right? You're doing it now. So like people say, I know what you mean. They don't have to say, I know what you mean. You can feel it because you can see it. In the chocolate city of the people, that hearing the djembe drums and going to Malcolm X Park and hearing the drums, it's just been
electrifying. Oh my God! Preach.
I didn't have, you know what I'm saying? And so then I was like, from then on, I was like, I just have to keep feeding it. It's feeding me. It's feeding me back. You know what I'm saying? It's a synergy that's happening. So yeah, that's how I started, with some incense and burning some candles, y'all.
I love it. If I can interject, y'all.
Go ahead.
This sister, I'm trying to tell you, this is a powerful sister right here.
That
poem still stuck with me, and she just brought. I didn't tell y'all, but I was a record label for 15 years. It was Inside Assembly at the time before I was ATM. I was also a publishing company. Got a couple of residuals from Salt and Pepper, Paul up doing a little bit, and others, not trying to name drop, but just let you know that we scratched the surface, and I would love to feature this artist right here, and go ahead and pull some beats out that I've been sitting on.
Come on, beats.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking to play it right now, but I got a rack I'm cooking. I would love to sit down with you and put that thing right there in the forefront of a song needs to be aired. Okay.
Absolutely. And you know what, Kaniki? It's funny you said that about Love Jones, because that is one of my favorite movies. That right there, the ambiance of the movie, the lighting, the way that they did the when they were doing the open mic parts and they were in the club, the smoke, and like that is what a lot of people don't know. I talk about it in one of my books, but a lot of the ideas that I got to do Spitfire open mics, I took from that movie. I wanted that same feeling. I wanted it to feel like you were in a living room or a den, and you just relaxed. Everybody's there, shoes off type of feel. Everybody just relaxing.
Right. It was very influential. Got me too.
It did, and I love the fact that it was a black man who was so into music and poetry and writing and things of that nature. That was a wonderful movie, and they're two of my favorite actors, definitely. Man, this has went by so fast. I'm so glad that I was able to have both of you come on today. Surprisingly, this was a very big treat for me. This was a good show for me coming back after being sick for so many days, because I do love doing this. And you guys really, really just rejuvenated me and helped me to continue to keep pressing on. Kaniki, tell everybody how we can follow you and keep up with you.
You can follow me everywhere but home. my Facebook, my Instagram, my Twitter, my email, website, everything is Kaniki J. Everything is Kaniki J. So you can find me there. Feel free to inbox me or email me. We can see what's going on. And I need John to give me that chair. That chair you sitting in, I need that chair. I'm gonna need that
that's a key. That's a key royalty over here. Yeah.
This chair, and you know what? This chair has been in my family for over 35 years, actually.
Oh, man.
Yes, I brought this chair from my parents' house when I moved out of their home, and I'd never looked. Actually, we had two of them. I broke the other one, bringing it into this house. But yeah, this is a very sentimental chair for me. I've been sitting in this chair ever since I was probably 10, 11 years old.
Oh, man. Got you that always.
Yeah. I try to take care of it. Jabari, tell us how we can follow you, man, and keep up with you as well, bro.
Oh, y'all can follow me on airtightmovement.org. Check us out. You can also, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, on IG, on the gram. My contact is always there. Holler at me. Trust and believe me, I would love to empower this movement. I mean, it's a lot of leaders out here who got some heat. Y'all looking at this lady right here. She got a lot of that. She got y'all taste and sample of that. And it's put more there. And I want to promote that and expose that to the world.
Absolutely. I think we all have a lot to say and we all need to be heard. Our children are out there and some of them are in a position where they don't feel as though they're going to get out of. I appreciate you guys for coming on. Thank you so much. Kaniki Jakarta, I appreciate you. Y'all, please follow her everywhere but home. Like she said, you don't want no problems with her husband, but please follow her. Check her out at Us Boys for Poets when she does her thing there and everything else that she does. Follow my brother Jabari right here. Stay tuned for my brother Chad coming up with his show this evening. And like I always say, everybody, if you want to be blessed, you have to bless somebody else. That's the only way that I believe in being blessed is to bless someone else. If you don't bless anybody else, I don't think it's going to work for you. So,
with that being said, she could bless me with that book. I want to get one of them, a fresh copy of that ASAP, like yesterday, sincerely.
Absolutely, y'all. Please follow Kaniki Jakarta and get all of her books. Get everything that she's got. Definitely. You truly remind me of Maya Angelou. I'm like, this is the first time that somebody's really reminded me of her, and you I don't know what it is. Like you just put me in that realm when you did that poem. I have to have you on again so you could do more poetry for us. So just keep doing what you're doing, sis. I appreciate you, Jabari. Be safe out here. Both of you guys be safe. Love on each other. Love on your family. You want to be blessed, you got to bless somebody else. Thank you guys for coming on. I'll see you next time.
Thank you, brother. Stay up, man. Y'all be easy.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right.
I know you do. I know you do, because that's what I do. I give you that kind of love that makes you come back. I'm your pusher, baby. I'm your pusher.
Why do you like you pusher,
Hey, little black boy, let me holler at you for a minute. I was once in your place, you should respect what I say. Some of the things I'm about to tell you just may save your life in the world right now much is right. Little black boy, you're gonna see and experience all sorts of things, but don't let your mind be locked in the chains.